For today's topic, we're going to talk about how I changed my body in 7 months from this to this. In order for you to achieve your fitness goal, we're going to divide the fitness journey into two aspects. One of them is your physical aspect and the other one is your mental part. I'm going to explain more into what do I mean by these two, but let's first start with the physical aspect. Physical aspect, I do divide them in three different groups. First is calorie deficit, second is your training program, and third is how many steps a day are you taking in. So what do I mean by calorie deficit? Calorie deficit means you're eating fewer calories than your maintenance calorie intake. Calorie intake is in three different groups: calorie deficit, calorie maintenance, and calorie surplus. Maintenance is when you are eating amount of food that you are trying to keep the same weight. Deficit is when you're eating fewer amount of calories in order to burn fat. And calorie surplus, or technically bulking, is when you're eating more than your maintenance in order to gain weight. So for me, I was trying to lose body fat and gain muscle, which is called body composition. So for calorie deficit, you have to eat less food than your calorie maintenance in order for your body to start using the fat resource in your body, which is going to be the fat burning phase. For this part, it doesn't mean that you have to starve yourself. That's one of the mistakes that I did in my fitness journey, and I see a lot of people, they do that. Calorie deficit doesn't mean you're starvation. It means that you're just eating a less amount of food in a healthy way with good amount of protein, carbs, and healthy fats in order to lose that body fat and gain muscle. How many calories we should cut when you're doing calorie deficit? I would suggest you count your calorie maintenance. There's so many online calculators that you can use for counting your calorie maintenance. And I can link some websites for you down in the description also, so you can count that. And then I highly suggest for you to go slowly. I don't want you to cut 500 calories at the same time, because at the end of the day, it's about your health. It's about you wanting to keep this going on for a good amount of time. You don't want to do it for 1 month and then you get so tired from cutting too much calories, and then you just don't want to continue doing it and you're back on the square one, right? So we don't want to do that. Now we are going to jump into training phase. So it is important that according to what is your fitness goal, you're gonna choose the right working out program and working out split. For example, how many days a week are you gonna commit to the gym? You have to be really realistic with how many days a week are you gonna show up in the gym. That's gonna help you with building a really good training program. So for example, if you're going to train 3 times a week, that's good. 3 times a week, you're gonna commit to the gym. And then how long are you able to do your workouts according to your schedule, to your work situation. And those are really important because they're gonna help you on choosing your workout programs. Especially with ladies, even like me before, or I used to skip upper body days. Or for men, I noticed that they skip the leg day. And there is no judgment in that. There's some things that we're not gonna like, no matter what. But at the end of the day, you gotta do it because that's what you want to achieve to, and it's not gonna make a good balance of you just skip the leg day or skip the upper body day, because at the end of the day, it's your whole body, and you want to make sure that you are using most of the muscles that you have in your body. That's how you're gonna reach a better physical look and also a healthier body. So with the training program, you want to make sure that you are hitting the same muscle at least 2 times a week. And you want to make sure that you're resting from 48 hours to 72 hours for hitting the same muscle. For example, today is Monday and I'm going to hit the quads and glutes. And then I'm not gonna go on Tuesday and again hit the same muscle, because first of all, your muscle is tired and it needs recovery in order to build that muscle. So you gotta give it a good time, good rest, good sleep, good hydration, good food, high protein food in order to help building that muscle. How long you should follow a workout program? I would suggest from 6 to 8 weeks at least to go with the same per workout program. And because you want to make sure that those muscles are trained properly and you use the maximum amount that you could use. You also have to see if your body's still changing or not. Measure your biceps, your quads, your waist, and see like if your body's still changing or not. If it's not, then it means that it's time to move to a new workout phase or training phase. And now we're gonna jump to the third part of your physical aspect, which is how many steps a day are you taking? So why walking for 10,000 steps a day is something that is suggested by so many personal trainers these days, and they're not saying that for fat burning you have to do HIIT or cardio. If you like HIIT or cardio, definitely go for it. If you have the time to go to the gym, if you have the time, if you have the energy to do that, aside with like your weight training, that is amazing. Do it because it's really good for your cardiovascular system. It's better to focus on a really simple way of cardio, which is keeping 10,000 steps a day. Even if it's too much, just start with 5,000, start with 3,000, and then increase a day like weekly by 1,000 more. And then once you hit the 10,000, you're like, oh, okay, now your body is used to it. And like even your mindset is gonna get used to the 10,000 steps a day. So it's not gonna be a hard thing to do. You don't have to go to the class. You can just walk around for free. So that's a good aspect. And then another reason is that it's a more sustainable way of doing cardio. It doesn't make you tired. You're just walking around, which helps with burning fat and keeping those muscles. So that's a part of the physical aspect of your fitness journey. Then we're gonna go to the mental part. Mental part, I believe that is the hardest part that people can do, because with physical activities you are able to move your body and then you can show up. But the part of you showing up and not getting disappointed with ups and downs and with the lowest moments of your fitness journey, that's the most important part. So now for the mental part, I divided it in 3 groups also, which is going to be discipline, patience, and how much do you want it. Discipline is the most important part. Some people, they just ask me, they're like, oh, how do you have the motivation of showing up to the gym 5 times a week? At the end of the day, it's not always about motivation, and you have to remind yourself you want that discipline, you want to have that control over some of your thoughts, some of your things that they're not even needs. For example, if you want to have a pizza, it's not a need, it's like what you're craving, but you can replace it with a better option of like making homemade pizza. It's all about discipline. Discipline can be in you showing up to the gym for yourself, showing up for your workouts, like creating a routine for yourself. But discipline is applied to every part of your aspects of your life, in your work, in your working out, in your diet, and you being consistent. And you don't have to always be 100% perfect. It's okay to be 80% perfect, but at the end of the day, you're trying your best and you're showing up for yourself. That's the most important thing. So discipline is the key. You gotta have that discipline. Thinking about the fact, oh, I don't have the motivation to show up. Are you tired? Are you physically in pain that you're not showing up, or you're just not feeling it? Trust me, those days that I didn't feel like going to the gym, I still showed up and I always had the best workouts ever. So show up for yourself, have that discipline, create a routine, see what works for you. Do a research. How can I create a better discipline? Do it for yourself. At the end of the day, no one's gonna push you. If you get a personal trainer, I'm gonna be like following up with my clients, hey, did you do that? Did you do this? But at the end of the day, if you don't wanna do it, I cannot be a magic for you. You have to show up for yourself. At the end of it, you're gonna jump into it's a progress, and you have to be patient. Patience is the most important thing. If you start your fitness journey for 1 week and you're expecting yourself to have a, like, for example, hourglass body or have the like craziest man's physique, that's not gonna help you out. What? You cannot change your body in 1 week. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest with you, and there's some like trainers or I don't know, influencers, or they put a video, change your body in like, I don't know, 1 month, in 2 weeks, get abs in 2 weeks. If you want those abs, you have to lose body fat. And for you to lose body fat, it has to be a consistent thing. I'm not saying this to you to lose your motivation. I'm telling you for you to keep that in your mind when you're going through this fitness journey. When I was overweight, I was looking for YouTube videos or like any content that would be like, oh, lose body fat in this amount of time. Let me give you an example. It's like you going to university and you want to give your bachelor degrees and be like, okay, I'm gonna get this course and I want to get my bachelor degrees in 1 month. Is that possible? How is that so easy for you to accept the fact that you have to spend a certain amount of time to get your bachelor degree, but it's so hard for you to accept that you need to spend a good amount of time for you to get to the fitness goal that you want to do? Change your mindset and it's going to help you so much more into being consistent and not giving up. You have to accept it, because if you want it to be a lifetime change, you have to be patient because it's a lifetime habit change. The last one in your mental aspect would be, how much do you want this? Dig deep into it. Think about it. Why are you choosing to achieve this fitness goal? Is it for your physical aspects? Is it for you to be able to play with your kids? For me personally, the reason that I chose to change my life was because I was not happy with myself. I was not happy with the person I was, because I had so many changes. 5 years ago, I started my fitness journey. I was around 180 pounds. And I started with a personal trainer, which I learned a lot. And there were so many ups and downs in my life. And during COVID, quarantine, gyms got closed and my motivation was gone. I started gaining weight again. And it's crazy. When I look at it, I was feeling so hopeless during those times. And the only reason that I wanted to change was because how I looked. And I'm not gonna lie, that did not help me a lot. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not happy with it, because after eating some certain food with my binge eating problems, I'm not happy with who I am. And I still show up to the gym and I'm lifting and I'm walking, but still I'm not getting the results that I want. And I thought to myself, what can I do to help myself to feel better? And that was it. That was a moment that I was like, okay, I feel better when I eat healthier, when I don't binge eat, which is one of the hardest things you can fix in your life, in my opinion. There's so many things, but for me, that was one of the most challenging things in my fitness journey. You have to focus and think about it. Why do I want this change? Once you find that answer, you gotta remind yourself. Every time that you're about to give up, remind yourself. For example, you started this journey 1 week ago, and right now, because you're not seeing huge results, you are giving up. Is that what you want? Think about it. Close your eyes and be like, do I want to get back to who I was a week ago? No, you don't want to go back to square one. Why would you? Because you have a goal and you're gonna follow it. This is it. How much you want this, have a discipline for it, and remember, this is a progress. You need to be patient with yourself. Think about it. When you're going to the bed, be like, how did I perform today? How was my lifting today? How was my steps today? Oh, I did not do it great. It's okay. Don't give up. Go and show up for yourself the next day. So it's not only me, it's everyone. You, me, we all go through the same shit, but I don't want you to give up. You got this. These are the simple things to focus on. Write them down. Write what is your goal and what do you want to do, and definitely it will help you to get closer to your fitness goal. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.